But look, I want to talk about another issue now. For those who travel, as I often do, north out of Wellington on State Highway 1, over the last few years there have been major roading improvements on that part of our main arterial route. Transmission Gully has made things much quicker. There are bypasses now, and it used to be you had to go through every small coach or staging town. Going back hundreds of years, they would have been the staging towns. But one of the places you still have to go through at the moment is Levin. They are building a bypass at Levin. But in the last couple of weeks, those building the road, the government in broad terms, told the locals that their bypass isn't going to be quite as flash as like the bypass at Otaki. It's not going to have flyovers. It's going to be a freeway with roundabouts in the middle of it. And they're a bit peeved. I wanted to find out why. So we're talking to one of the peeved locals. She's the director of Woodhaven Gardens in Levin. Her name is Emma Clarke, and she joins us on the phone now. Emma, how are you? Welcome.
Good morning. Good, thank you, sir.
All right. So what was the big plan that, is it the New Zealand Transport Authority, Land Transport Authority? What was the plan they sold you for the bypass?
That we were going to have a passover at the initial interchange at Taurua Road, that we would have free-flowing traffic all the way to basically just outside of Foxton, and that we would certainly be a community that wasn't feeling as frustrated and constrained by traffic as we are now.
Because it's terrible at the moment, and I only pass through, literally going up to Turangi most of the time, but it's the only sort of bottleneck now on the whole road, and you've got a community in a town centre that has just got all this traffic running through it.
Exactly, and to have 4 roundabouts coming off a 4-way expressway is absolutely ridiculous. The first one being right on the side of our main commercial economic park in Levin, with the likes of Main Freight and JB's, and a huge amount of traffic movement coming out of there alone, just servicing the region at the Horowhenua and beyond.
So instead of on-ramps, off-ramps, flyovers, which all the other bypasses have got all the way up to there, it's going to be roundabouts which will slow down the new highways anyway. And you're saying they create inconvenience for you?
They will. They could create massive inconvenience. So if we take an example of Auckland, now I get Horowhenua is not Auckland, but it's a cost of $2.6 million in direct and microeconomic impacts to the Auckland economy, which is the New Zealand economy.
Yeah,
you know,
so
if we
Levin
have
economy,
massive issues with we have massive issues with productivity in New Zealand, and this is just going to affect Levin economic growth as well. And we're gutted.
Why have they changed the plan? Why don't you get the flyovers, the on-ramps, the off-ramps?
Because they haven't got enough money. They need to make a 20% cost saving, and that's where they're going to do it.
Now, was this going to be a toll road as well?
Exactly. So for me, that argument does not fly. It will be a user pay system.
Okay. Why, if you're going to do it, not do it right, would be my major philosophical thing, Emma. It sounds cheap.
Exactly. And you do not have to be a master in economics to know that it's never going to be cheaper than right now. So to say that they could do it in the future is ridiculous.
Okay. I guess Simeon Brown is the guy whose desk all this stops on, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
And I hope Mr. Brown really gets involved, evaluates the situation and makes the right decision.
All right. How much local anger is there at this cheap bypass plan that's been presented to you?
There's a huge amount. There's Facebook pages popping up all over the show. And to be fair, there's a degree of misinformation. But the general feeling is people are just really gutted that they're not going to get what we have been consulted on, what we've agreed to as a community, and which we've been waiting for patiently for over a decade.
All right, Isabella, are you people getting organised? Petitions and all that sort of stuff?
Yes, and Tim Cosley's been really good in that respect. He's had a petition up within 24 hours of the announcement being made.
Yeah. Emma, I've got to say, I've got skin in the game. Yeah, I want a good bypass from Levin. Not that I don't love Levin, despite the fact it has, in my opinion, the worst McDonald's in New Zealand. But I'm saying I think Levin deserves a better break, and when I'm travelling up State Highway 1, I deserve a better highway than something that's interrupted with 4 bloody roundabouts.
Exactly. We do. New Zealand deserves better.
Yeah. Good stuff, Emma. I thank you very much indeed for your time this morning, and we'll keep in touch.
No worries. Take care.
Cheers. Emma Clarke, the director of Woodhaven Gardens near Levin. Yeah, they apparently just dropped and they had all this consultation. They said, oh, yeah, well, it's not quite the road we were going to build, but it's a toll road anyway. Just put the toll up. For goodness sake, haven't we learnt in this country that scrimping and saving on infrastructure 20, 30, 40 years down the road causes you massive problems? If you're going to bite the bullet, bite it now. I'm with the people of Levin on this, and I don't want to have to drive through there because it's got 3 sets of traffic lights, and it's just... Mind you, you can swap. The only best thing about Levin is you can go to the Swazi outdoor clothing shop, and they've got some outlet shops. I quite like Levin for that, to be honest.